What is going on YouTube, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be breaking down the 2023 NBA Finals between the Denver Nuggets and the Miami Heat. But before that, my forehead is looking fucking shiny in this lighting, bro. I look like Derek White out here. But look, if you guys do enjoy the video, please make sure to like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'll be breaking down matchups, X factors, obviously giving my prediction, things like that. So without further ado, let's get right into it. My prediction right now for this series is Nuggets in 6, possibly even 5 if I'm being honest. And that's no disrespect to the Heat, man, but like right now in the playoffs, when you look at how every single team has played and performed, the Nuggets are simply on a tier of their own. I just don't see anyone topping this team. But to the Heat's credit, they were underdogs against the Bucks, fucked them up in 5 games. Underdogs against the Knicks, beat them in 6. Underdogs against the Celtics, beat them in 7. And so anything can happen, man. Like, it's the playoffs, bro. Like, anything can happen. But with that being said, I think right now the Nuggets are just a very, very well-oiled machine, and I just don't see anyone beating them, especially since they have home court advantage as well. Let's look at the stats right now. Regular season, Nuggets won that season series 2-0, and obviously having that altitude advantage in Ball Arena in Denver, Colorado, that's going to come in huge, especially because the Heat are flying up to Denver now. They're not going to have that much time to adjust to the altitude. That's going to play a factor. I think Game 1 is going to disrupt the Heat players quite a fair bit. And Game 2 might be a bit closer, but we'll see how things go. Now, statistically speaking, 26 of the last 28 NBA champions have had a top 10 defense in the regular season. There were 2 exceptions. Number 1 was the 2018 Golden State Warriors, which ranked 11th, and the 2001 LA Lakers, which ranked 21st. Both of those teams are dynasties, man. And as things stand right now, the Nuggets have a 15th ranked defense in the regular season, and the Miami Heat have the 9th ranked defense. So if you look at that stat, take it for what it is, the Heat will probably win. But record's obviously meant to be broken. Anything can happen in the playoffs. So here we are. So that's something just to keep an eye out on. But look, first things first, let's talk matchups, man. The Heat, they're a very well-coached team. Obviously, their zone defense disrupted Boston like crazy. It's always disrupted Boston, whether it was under Joe Mazzulla, Ime Udoka, Brad Stevens. The Celtics just can't figure out that zone, man. But Jokic is going to... If the Heat play zone on the Joker, he is going to tear that shit apart, bro. You can't play zone against Joker. And when I look at the matchups, Joker's going to have a field day on the Miami Heat bigs. Let's look at who they got. They got Bam Adebayo, Kevin Love, and Cody Zeller, bro. That's barbecue chicken. I actually think, dead ass, hand on my heart, I think the Heat's best chance at slowing down the Joker is putting Kevin Love on him and having Bam play as a weak side defender. Because one-on-one against Jokic, Bam is going to get torched, bro. I think what makes Bam such a great defender is more so his ability to guard 1 through to 5, as opposed to his interior defense or his one-on-one post defense. Because if I'm being honest, he's not the best rim protector. He's not the best post defender either, which is why I think the Heat are going to struggle defending Jokic. Now, as for Jamal Murray, I think Coach Eric Spoelstra is going to have to dig into his dig deep into his bag to find an answer for him, because quite frankly, who are you going to put on Murray for 48 minutes a night? They don't have that one lockdown defender outside of Jimmy Butler, and you don't want to put him, you don't want him running around chasing Jamal Murray for 48 minutes a game because of the offensive burden that Jimmy has as well. And so you look at the alternatives. Gabe Vincent, good defender, I think, but his ankle's kind of fucked. You don't want him chasing Jamal Murray around 40 minutes a night. Caleb Martin, I think, is a pesky guy as well. Maybe he's the answer. I don't know right now. That's the thing. There's not that 1 or 2 guys that you can be like, yep, you can glue onto him. They don't have like a Dennis Schroeder or a Jared Vanderbilt that the Lakers did. So it's going to be interesting to see how Coach Spoelstra kind of navigates that, I suppose. Now, on the other side of things, you look at the Miami Heat. They're going to be targeting Jokic in that pick and roll all game long. Just think of what they did to Al Horford. It's going to be the exact same. Whoever has the ball, whether it's Martin, Vincent, or Butler, give me a switch on Jokic and just attack at him. I think, honestly, that's probably the best defensive game plan for him. You want him to work as hard as possible. You want Jokic running around trying to chase guys. You want him to, be honest and glue onto your perimeter defenders. And you want to attack him and try and get him in foul trouble. I think that's actually the best way of defending him. A lot easier said than done, but beats me. It's better than having Kevin Love guard Jokic, right? So that's one thing to consider. Now, for Jimmy Butler, he's going to see a different breed of defenders on him, because this series, obviously, he was mainly guarded by Jayson Tatum, a bit of Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, and Derek White. These guys are good defenders, don't get me wrong, but when he's going to have his hands full with KCP and Bruce Brown, they're a different type of breed of defenders, if you will. Those guys are fucking pesky. They'll get in your face for 48 minutes a game. They're going to make life hard for Jimmy. And so it's going to be interesting to see how Jimmy kind of adapts to that, I suppose. So that's one thing to look out for. Now, as for Bam, if you look at his skill set, he should be driving and blowing past Jokic with his speed and athleticism, but I just don't see it happening just between his soft play and his just lack of aggression, really. So that's going to be a shame to see. Although if he does it, kudos to him, obviously. But I just think historically speaking, there's no reason to believe that Bam's just going to attack Jokic and make him, earn his stripes defensively. Now, the Nuggets, I think they'll also have to keep a very close eye on those Heat shooters because those motherfuckers will hit some ridiculous threes. And Michael Porter Jr. is one guy I've got my eyes on. He is someone who has always been an average to below average defender. And although he's improved quite a fair bit on the defensive end of things, I still think he's going to be prone to ball watching a little. Might lose sight of like a Max Strus or Duncan Robinson for half a second. And that's all it takes with those guys to make you pay for it. So that's something to watch out for. Now, in terms of X factors, I've got one for each team. So for the Heat, it's really who's going to step up for them because Jimmy Butler's going to bring it, but his ankle is looking quite cooked. He re-aggravated it a little today in Game 7 as well. And so they're going to need someone to step up in the supporting cast. And look, I'm a pretty big Bam fan, but I don't think he's going to be that guy. Like at this stage, because of his playoff disappointments, he's averaged less points per game in the playoffs in comparison to the regular season in his last 3 seasons. I'm expecting him to disappoint more than I am expecting him to even play at his regular season average. Like if he plays at his regular season averages, then that's a win for the Heat already, but I'm not expecting that. And so obviously this series, we saw Caleb Martin absolutely step up and destroy the Celtics. Look, he averaged 19.3 points, 6.4 rebounds. He shot 60% from the field, 49% from 3. Who's going to be that guy? Is it going to be Caleb Martin again? Are you going to get one legacy game from Kyle Lowry? You're going to get Strus and Duncan Robinson hitting 3-4 threes off the bench? Or is Bam actually going to drop 20-25 points? The Heat are going to need someone else other than Jimmy to step up. Now, for the Nuggets, their biggest X factor, like I already mentioned, is defending those Miami Heat 3-point shooters. If I had a fucking dollar for every single time Reggie Miller and Stan Van Gundy pointed out the fact that all those Heat undrafted guys are averaging 56 points per game, I'd be fucking rich right now, man. And the point is, these guys are averaging 56 points for a reason. You have to glue onto them. You have to stick onto them because if you don't, they will fucking make you pay. And it's honestly demoralizing because these guys hit some ridiculous shots. So yeah, it's really how the Nuggets are going to glue onto the Heat shooters. Obviously, the Nuggets weren't a great defensive team in the regular season, so I'll be interested to see how that plays out. But yeah, look, that's pretty much my summary of my little breakdown of the Heat versus Nuggets. I do think everything on paper points towards the Nuggets. They should be able to get things done in 6, maybe even 5 games, which is my prediction. But at the same time, the Heat have proved everyone wrong 3 series in a row. Who's to say they can't do it again, right? So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. If you guys do enjoy the video, please do like and subscribe to my channel. I'm on the way to 1,000 subscribers, so it would mean a lot to me if you do hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys very much for watching as always, and I'll see you in the next one.